Welcome to The State with Celani Dube. And I'm so happy that you are tuning in and you're watching at home and Spotifying and all YouTube channels. You know, we like it. Mitv networks, alternatively call and follow us on every channel on Facebook, socials, WhatsApp, Twitter, X, you call it whatever. Welcome to the show. And so many things are happening throughout the entire country. And one of it, in the Middle East, Israel Political Security Cabinet has approved the plan to take control of the Gaza city. Now imagine expanding the military operation despite international criticism. That is going to be a hell lot of disaster. I see some airstrikes that are going to happen. Now, oil prices are also expected to see their steepest, guys, I must emphasize, they are steepest. Why I'm saying this? Because US keeps on having these tariffs and all these things that are happening. So we're expecting that this is going to be the steepest weekly losses since June due to the US tariffs impacting the global economy. Now, I was always worried about my petrol price going up. Now, imagine what's going to happen in South Africa. Remember National Dialogue that cost around about 700 million? It's going ahead. So we're looking forward to seeing what's going to come out of those dialogues. And 43% of South Africans buy food on credit, highlighting the country's credit crunch and the socio-economic struggles. And today we're talking tennis. And we are sitting with a professional tennis coach. That's when I must start. It's a professional tennis coach. He has the ITF level 3, highest performing coach, and over 33 years experience into this. Also, his national roles is the junior national team coach, national coaching community member, TSA tutor, and for ITF coaching programs, and Rainbow Kids ambassadors. There's a lot in the bag, but today he comes under another banner, also under tennis, as the tournament director for Mbombela Open.
The soul of BMW. Where will you find it?
Please go and subscribe on Mitv network. Follow us on all social media networks and like, share, comment right here on The State with Celani Dube. On The State today, we have the tournament director, Mr. Sabelo Mathebula, who's here with us. How will you say on The State?
I'm well, Mr. Dube.
Welcome.
Good.
This is The State. And we are so honored that you were able to come through. And we're talking tennis today.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I just heard that you're from a strike in Barberton. What was going on?
Well, the strike is about, an issue that, saying it was a few days ago, the demarcation board came out with a ruling that said, the presentations that were made by the community in Barberton to say that they want to have their own municipality, which is something that.
So going back to Mjindi.
Yes, yeah, that was. That's the wish of the community, and but it looks like the demarcation board came out with a different view. So, probably that's the issue. Otherwise, I would like to be involved in this.
All right, let's move away from things. But thank you for making it through. I don't know how you pass Hilltop to come through here,
but thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Now, let's talk tennis, man. Tournament director. What is a tournament director for anybody who doesn't know?
Well, a tournament director is a person who actually runs in this case, a tennis tournament.
Right.
Is someone who makes the show. Someone who bring, different elements to make sure that a tennis tournament happens and it's actually successful. So that is my role. Well, underneath a tournament director, you have a tournament referee. Oh. And so that's more
the umpire,
technical person who actually runs the show.
Not the umpire.
Yeah. No. An umpire, well, is someone we can talk about later.
Oh, okay. So now you call it director.
You have the tournament director.
Right.
And then you have the tournament referee.
Right.
The tournament referee is the one who runs the event.
Oh.
The tournament itself.
The actual tournament,
The
right?
actual tournament is the one who actually coordinates and actually manages all the officials who are there and make sure that all the matches are scheduled nicely, and then there's a good flow of of the event or the tournament. But my role is to actually make sure that all the logistics are in place.
Right.
And in my case, we are doing the Mbombela Open, which is more than a tennis event. We want it to be a sports tourism, kind of an event.
Okay.
Where a number of elements are in place.
Please do say which ones do you think you want to have or you've had.
Yeah.
So for somebody who's watching at home, who's listening, can know this is what you have. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. In fact, our view is that when we have a tennis tournament in Mbombela, we need to milk it some way.
Yeah.
So that it benefits the community, so that we make an impact. It shouldn't be a matter of players coming in from the hotel. They go and play from there. They go back to the hotel, and then it's like there's no life
after that. Okay. Yeah.
And so our interest is to make sure that we bring in the community so that they're involved. I spoke about tourism as one of the elements, and so that's what happened this year. We actually took some players to the Kliff National Park,
right?
So that when they get here. By the way, we had players coming from from 9 countries.
What? Which countries were those?
So it included countries like Eswatini, Mozambique, Zambia, DRC.
Wow.
We had players coming from Botswana, from
Was this the first tournament?
No, it was not the first tournament. We started last year.
Right.
The first installment.
Right.
Which was well attended. We had about 192 players, and so this year we had about 227 players. Yeah. Others came as far as Switzerland. There was one player coming from Switzerland.
Wow.
Which was a great thing for the tournament, and so we believe that we are at a stage where we need to take it to another level. As part of the tournament, we have a concept that we call the Mbombela Open Village.
Right.
It is the economic hub of the event. That's where we want to have locals, benefiting in terms of setting up their stalls and also showcasing their brands. And going to next year, our wish and our goal is to make sure that we try and package all the brands that are in the province and that are around Mbombela. Those who have like tangible brands that we can come and showcase.
Absolutely.
But also we want to prepare our community for that. So that is why we'll also be profiling all those people who will be showcasing so that they know what to expect when they go to the next one. And I must say that we are so excited, for the one that's coming. Because when you talk tennis, when you talk events, like now as we speak about global tennis,
yes.
Like this year in January when the Australian Open was playing.
Hold on. I want us to come back to this. When we come back, we talk more. I want us to go international, South Africa, national, and then we come local. When we come back with Sabelo Mathebula.
The soul of BMW. Where will you find it?
Please go and subscribe on Mitv network. Follow us on all social media networks and like, share, comment right here on The State with Celani Dube. Welcome back on The State. We are with Sabelo Mathebula, who is the tournament director for Mbombela Open. And we're talking about international tournaments. We're still saying, if you're looking at international in terms of tennis, how has it been after your Roger and the guys, your Serena, have retired in a way? How is it in terms of standard? Is it growing I noticed this lady who plays, it's a 22-year-old or 19-year-old. How do you see it?
Well, tennis globally is growing in, in different ways.
Yes.
On court, when the players are playing, we see there's a big, growth
Right.
in terms of the skills and so on, and it depends on coaching and on that level.
Who's your favorite, by the way, internationally? I'm putting you in the spot now.
Yeah, but then there's so many players that one can mention,
Right.
Whether female or male.
Yes.
There's so many players that you can mention. But recently, that there's a player called Yannick Sinner.
Yes.
Who is currently the #1 player on the men's side. He's a great player, even though a few months ago he was a bit tested. He lost one match, which was very crucial for him.
Yeah.
But you have other players like Carlos Alcaraz, who's also a great player. Yeah, there's a number, but we've always spoken about the three players, top players. It was Roger Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic.
Yes. What's happening with those ones now?
Two have since
Retired. Race.
Yeah, now Djokovic is still there.
Is he still hurt or something? Is he back on the on playing?
No. Two have gone already.
No, I'm saying Djokovic. He was.
No,
I think he did. He's back.
No, he's fine.
Oh,
He's
okay.
now.
All right.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to the next tournament because they'll be playing the US Open.
The US Open.
Yeah, in the coming weeks. Yeah. Otherwise, on the
women's side,
you have Coco Gauff.
That's the lady. Yes, the young lady.
You have Coco Gauff, but then you know that lately there's another one who surprised everyone in the past week.
Who was that
That's
again?
Victoria Mboko from Canada.
I missed that. I missed that game. I was supposed to watch it.
Yeah, she's 18 years old.
She's younger than Coco.
Yeah, and she just won the WTA 1000, which is a tournament slightly below the Grand Slam.
Sure.
So they were playing the tournament in Canada. People in Canada were so crazy with the excitement.
Okay.
But they deserve it. She's a great player. Whether she would go all the way, that's another story.
That's another story. Okay, but with a good coaching, I guess she could go all the way. Who knows?
Exactly.
In South Africa, we had a #3 guy. Who was it? Was it #3 at some stage? Male. I forgot his name, but he was on the top there, and he was South African.
For a long time, we had Lloyd Harris.
Yes.
At some point he had some injuries, and then he had to, stop for a while, but then came back. He's trying to come back. It's not that easy. Recently, they just played the Wimbledon. Fortunately, he got an opportunity to play in the main draw. When he didn't go all the way, but we're happy to see him play. But also you had other players like Philip Henning, who's really coming up now.
Okay, yes.
Globally, like worldwide, he's actually ranked number 331.
Globally?
Yeah, at this point.
Wow.
So he's actually coming okay, and he promises to be a great player. He's part of the national team as well, so our Davis Cup team. But also you have #3 in the country, and that's Alec Beckley.
Right.
So he is our, 2024-25 champion.
In the Mbombela Open.
Mbombela Open.
Wow. Okay.
So it's so exciting to see him play. 2 weeks ago, he won in the doubles section of one tournament in Europe. So he is.
He's coming okay. Moving into Mbombela now, Mbombela Open. What made you to now start this tournament? I think I need to start there before I could talk to other. What made Sabelo to say, there's tennis? I know you're a sport fanatic, but what made you to go tennis this time?
Well, tennis has been part of my life, for the past 33 years. I played tennis at school, and one of my highlights was when I was selected, I think in 92, 93,
Right.
to, as part of a team of 7 players who went and represented the black high schools in the country, playing against, the white schools at the time.
Okay.
It went on to the point where I went to Wimbledon in 1997 as part of my introduction
Into the tennis.
professional tennis and coaching.
Who did you watch in Wimbledon when you went there?
Well, at the time, I was able to see Boris Becker play
Live.
live. I was
Yeah.
able to watch Wayne Ferreira, who was one of the players.
Yes.
And there was John Lafney as well, who is from South Africa. But also we saw other players like Goran Ivanisevic and Steffi Graf and the others. And Pete Sampras, by the way.
Oh, and then that's when the love of tennis was really built, or when you see it professionally and how it can take you that level.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason why we actually came up with the concept of the Mbombela Open is it actually takes us to the current state of tennis in the country.
Right.
When you have to make an impact globally, you need to participate in tournaments. And this is one part where we actually partner with Tennis South Africa, because we know that Tennis South Africa is in the process of growing the sport in the country. And the only way to do it is also to bring big tennis events in the country.
Okay.
Because it costs a lot of money. That is why you see 1 or 2 players or 3 going overseas, because it's very expensive.
All right.
Players, they go out there because they want points. They want to climb
the ladder faster.
Yeah, exactly. But then it costs a lot of money. So it helps if we also bring, some big tournaments in the country, so that they can have match time and be able to gain those points. And that's the reason why, we came up with the concept, just to make a contribution, in what Tennis South Africa is trying to work. Yeah.
So the bigger vision of Tennis South Africa, you bring it home, and you say, listen, we can do Mbombela Open.
Yes.
Now,
more than anything,
yeah.
When you do that, you don't only help the players gain points or play big tournaments, but you also want to inspire the ones who are still young, who are still developing, so that they can be able to see those professional players playing. So it makes sense to them, and bringing it closer, it helps a lot, to actually grow the sport, and also for others to see the business side of the sport, because there's a business side which can also benefit our province.
I just want to also, let's go into the business side of this sport. A lot of people just see tennis, some will even tell you it's boring. Some will tell you it's exciting. Some will tell you that particular match, when you do the Open and all that, that's the one I watch and everything. So what's the business side of tennis? If you want to maybe explain to a layman's man, what does it take to run a tournament, sponsorship? How does it work?
Okay. Tennis is, for me, it's a global movement.
Right.
Just like Formula One.
Yes.
It moves from one city to another, and it attracts a lot of people, a lot of interest, a lot of media, a lot of sponsors.
Right.
But then it depends on how sponsors look at it. But when we talk, let's say, for example, the ATP and the WTA, that's,
right. The top level.
Yeah, the top level. You see them traveling from one tournament to another. Every week there's a tournament that plays around the world, and they travel. That is why it's called the ATP Tour. Okay, because they travel. When they get to a particular tournament, they play there maybe for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then while they are there, they attract a lot of spectators.
On that
a lot
day.
of interest.
Yes.
If I can tell you, I spoke to you about the Australian Open.
Yes.
That plays every year. This year, when it took place, it plays over 2 weeks.
Right.
But then there's the first week where they play qualifiers. Over the 3 weeks, they saw over 1.2 people walking in, spectators.
Oh.
That's a big event. And so it becomes lucrative for countries, for organizers, for people.
Not 1,200, 1.2 million.
1.2 million.
Okay, sure.
Over 3 weeks.
Yes.
And then I mean, do you think there's a sponsor that doesn't want to be associated with it? You know, a lot of people want to be associated with it. That is why, you know, it becomes a big opportunity, because when you see what happens, you know, on the grounds of the Australian Open, the US Open, Wimbledon, and so on, there are so many people who are there, and so the companies, they benefit a lot because of visibility, because, you know, they are able to sell, and you know, a lot of things, and that's what we want with the Mbombela Open. Now, tell me, which country can be compared with our province, with the Kruger National Park, with the panorama route, and the other elements?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And so, early this year, we went to Pretoria, where there was a tournament playing. We had players from over 26 countries. And once they're done with their matches, they want to explore the place. And Kruger National Park is one of this, you know,
Their destination. They are fascinated to
out for, but then it's not there. And the Mbombela Open, in partnership with our provincial government and all stakeholders that are involved in tourism, you know, it presents an opportunity for us to be able to, you know, to explore.
Have you engaged the local government now, or provincial government, in terms of looking at it from that level to say there is this tournament, and in this tournament we can do tourism plus the tournament itself? And what is the response from?
Well, that's a good question. We've been working very hard to, you know, to establish, you know, those relations.
Yes.
And also to, you know, to make them see the bigger picture. We started last year on a smaller scale, because what I also, you know, acknowledge is that, you know, at times you need to do certain things to prove yourself that you can be able to do it. Sometimes you cannot knock the first day and, you know,
The doors are open.
No.
Okay.
And so last year we started on a smaller scale. This year, you know, it was so exciting because even the Department of Culture, Sport and Recreation came through. And then, you know, a few days ago we met with the head of department in the Department of Economic Development and Tourism.
Oh, nice.
The HOD was excited. You know,
There's a new MEC now, no?
Yeah, there's a new MEC.
That's
yes.
good,
And
right?
So, and by the way, it's also important to mention that we made a presentation in one of the clusters of cabinet this
Right.
year, and it was approved.
Which is provincial government.
Yeah, provincial.
Okay.
Yeah. They were happy with the concept because, you know, it presents an opportunity where people can, you know, get, you know, employment.
I like it.
where
I like it.
businesses can also benefit in terms of, you know, whatever that they want to come and showcase and sell. So it's a platform that we want to open, want to present it, you know, to everyone who, you know, who might be a stakeholder. And so that's the direction we want to take, because we believe that the Mbombela Open one day will be the biggest tournament in Africa. That is why we call it the greatest experience in Africa.
I like that. I like that. The greater the experience in Africa.
The greatest tennis experience in Africa.
The greatest tennis experience in Africa. When we come back, we talk more on the stage with Celani Dube.
The soul of BMW. Where will you find it?
Please go and subscribe on Mitv network. Follow us on all social media networks, and like, share, comment right here on the stage with Celani Dube. Welcome back on the stage with Celani Dube. We are still with the tournament director, Sabelo Mathebula, who is talking to us about so much about tennis. Guys, I'm learning so much about tennis. Maybe after this, I need to start to practice and play with this racket. Remember, we've spoken about the international stage of tennis. We've spoken about provincial status of the province. We've spoken about sponsorship of tennis as well. Now I want to move into an element that you now are in charge of. As a tournament director, what are the things to look forward to, or how do you put an event? Let's say now we have a tournament. What are the things that you have to put in place?
When we organize a tournament, firstly, we need to make sure that the venues are booked. where you will be running the tournament.
Hold on. The venues are in Mbombela?
The venues are in Mbombela.
On in Mbombela?
Well, in terms of facilities, you do have them, in like Sikhondze and Mitv, but for the event, they are here in Mbombela. Even though we would wish, to have those in the townships and rural areas,
Okay.
which is one thing that we want to do. But for the Mbombela Open, the venues are here. We usually use the Dube Park.
Okay.
That's where our main event.
So the main event is at Van Riebeeck.
Yes, and then you have the Matumi golf estate.
There's also a court there.
There's a court, and then there's a court in at Nelspruit War School and the other schools.
Okay, so the venues will be booked in advance.
Yeah.
Then what else? Accommodation?
Okay, you need to make sure that you have officials,
Uh-huh.
and that is part of our goal, to make sure that we also train local people, who will be chair umpires, who will run the matches, and so that is why we are going to run a training program for them, local.
So the officials, how many do you need per tournament?
Well, it depends. It depends on how the tournament referee sees it. But if I were to mention, this year I think we had about over. I think it was about 12 officials.
Okay.
But then we have other people who play a role in terms of administration, and then we have general staff. That is why this year our goal was to have 100 people working on the project.
Okay.
And that's direct, jobs from what we are,
Okay.
we are in control of. And then there's indirect jobs then that are also there. But also you want to make sure that there's accommodation for the players. You want to make sure that there's a physio on site, someone who will take care of the players when there are injuries.
All right.
We have to identify a doctor who will be on call whenever there is.
Right.
Yeah. And so we need to work on branding. We need to make sure that we have sponsors. That's the big task, where you go out and look for sponsors, and you need to make sure that there's value for the sponsors.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that is why, in terms of our programs, we run what we call we have activations. Last year we had about 4 to between 5 and 6 months of activations.
Nice.
Where we actually give value to the sponsors, because we want them to be visible. But also we are running what we call Sunday social tennis programs.
There's no Sunday session.
No, it could be that. It could be that, because we also play some music as well.
I play music. You did play music.
So we also play music.
Okay.
Right? We also want to make sure that we create an environment where it's more like a social space, where families can come and enjoy playing tennis. We teach them how to play, and then while talking about the event that is coming up.
Okay.
And so there are a lot of things, a lot of elements that must be actually
put together.
Yeah, so that a tournament can be a success.
So tell me, you mentioned accommodation. How many players was it this year? You went up to about 200 and something.
227.
That means all the players that 200 needs accommodation.
Yeah, well, not all of them, because some of them
They are local based. Okay.
But, when we talk about tennis, one player comes with 3, 4 people.
So entourage.
Could be the family,
The coach.
could be the coach, could be the sponsors.
Sure.
It could be friends and so on. So one player attracts other people, and so. But it's also important that with tennis, it's unlike when you go for soccer,
Yes.
where it's a one-day event.
Yes. As you said, it can stretch for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's the
Especially
qualifiers, then.
For the next one, it will go for 2 weeks.
Right.
And by the way, this year we had an official from the ITF who actually experienced the Mbombela Open, and we had a meeting together with Tennis South Africa, and they gave us a go-ahead to actually host an event next year, which will be a fully fledged international event.
Wow.
International event will now be part of the World Tennis Tour. So next year,
That is great,
next year
man.
it will be a global event. We're expecting to have players from over 26 countries.
Sure.
It will run for 2
2
weeks.
weeks.
So that means we need accommodation for people for over 2 weeks.
Mm.
And when they know that they're coming to Mpumalanga, when they know that they'll be able to go to the Kruger National Park, who knows? You know, the players might start canvassing their families to say, you know what, we're going to the Kruger National Park. You know, it's all pick and go. And so that's
Talking
the
about Kruger
opportunity.
National Park, there's a tennis court inside Kruger.
Yeah.
You should look into that as well. It could be a very good one, huh?
No, we are there. By the way,
Yeah.
we this year we had a collaboration with the Kruger National Park.
Right?
When we took some of the players to the Kruger National Park, it was because we had a partnership with them.
Oh.
And so we know inside Kruger is Kukuza.
Yeah, there's Kukuza,
yeah,
yes.
And there are about 3 courts there.
I once played there.
Yeah, and we're actually running a development program
Right.
there. There's a coach called Sifiso.
Okay.
So he's the one running it. He's an employee of the park.
Okay.
So yeah, we are collaborating. But also I need to mention that
Right.
one of our players, the champion, Alec Beckley,
Right.
last year when after winning
here, right?
he went to the Kruger National Park.
How was
But
his
then
experience?
This year, before coming for the Mbombela Open,
Yeah.
he started there.
Wow.
He played golf and then slept there and then came this side. So it's a great experience.
Wow. When we come back and we're finalizing, we're talking with Sabelo Mathebula, the tournament director on Mbombela Open. We'll talk about development the minute we come back, right here on the stage with Celani Dube.
The soul of BMW. Where will you find it?
Please go and subscribe on Mitv network. Follow us on all social media networks and like, share, comment right here on the stage with Celani Dube. And we are finalizing our conversation with Sabelo Mathebula. And what's your developmental program like in the province?
I mean, as you just put it, it doesn't make sense to run something that doesn't have a feeder system.
Absolutely, yeah.
It means whatever you're working on will one day collapse because there are no, plans to actually bring other players, so
Into the flourishing.
Yeah, and so that is the plan. In my other role in the province, I'm the development officer for Mpumalanga Tennis.
Okay.
And one of my roles is to make sure that we introduce tennis to communities. In this case, we focus more on the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the province, we because of funding, we were able to establish about 15 tennis hubs.
Wow.
5 in each district. And so we had coaches that through our partnership with the Department of Culture, Sport and Recreation, we were able to train about 30 coaches who are based in the townships and the rural communities.
Wow.
And so we're able to assist them with equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a process that's continuing. And for us now is to make sure that, we try and reach out. Even though the funding is not there anymore, we believe that we can still, find some assistance from companies and, and also government to actually.
So how long did the sponsorship go?
The sponsorship came from
The department.
Lotteries Commission.
Oh, okay.
In terms of financing the stipends.
Yes.
And the buying of equipment. But in terms of the training of the coaches, it was the department that assisted.
Okay.
But we believe that, with our efforts as the Mbombela Open, we'll still be able to, because currently we are speaking to one big sponsor who might come on board.
Can you relieve?
I can only tell you it's one of the betting companies.
Oh, okay. I think you're gonna break it here on the state already. All right.
So we're working. We're busy with submissions and stuff like that.
Okay.
We're hoping that all will be good, because our main goal is to be able to establish our our own facility as the Tennis Base Legacy, which is our non-profit company, so that we can also still be able to continue supporting the tennis hubs that we have. But that's how we believe we'll be able to attract more players who will be part of the system. But our goal is to make sure that we go to the rural communities, to the townships, and everywhere to make sure that we give them access to the sport, which is possible.
Oh, that was so much to take in. And I appreciate that there is also developmental programs that you have started. Yeah. And I think the call out is for more sponsorship, yes, so that we can develop all the tennis guys. Mm-hmm. Anywhere where they can contact you, if they want somebody who's viewing at home, listening, and they want to be part of, or they want to contribute, where do they get hold of you guys?
Well, they can contact us, via our email. Mm-hmm. Our organization is Tennis Base Legacy.
Okay.
So our email is tennisbaselegacy@gmail.com.
Okay.
But also they can also get us on social media. We are visible. They can go to Mbombela Open.
Okay.
That's where they can also view what we've been working on. And they can also call us, because we do have our numbers where they can reach us.
My last questions. These are just Q&A as we're finalizing. Yeah. You just pick one. Mm-hmm. You don't have to think about it. Just pick one. Okay.
Okay.
Shoes or techies?
Techies.
Hats or caps?
No.
Just pick one.
Well, I like hats.
BMW or Mac?
Like I was well,
yeah, there's no, just pick one. There's no explaining.
Well, let's go with BMW.
Okay, no. Tennis or golf?
Tennis.
Okay.
Definitely tennis.
Definitely tennis.
Yeah.
Thank you again for watching The State with Celani Dube. It was so informative. I've learned so much about tennis, and hopefully you and viewers at home and listeners, you've learned so much about tennis as well. And since we had Sabelo Mathebula, the tennis tournament director, who came through and right here on The State. Listen, we've got 24 hours in a day, 8 hours we sleep, 8 hours we work. What are you doing with your other 8 hours? Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.